Millions of people are forming emotional bonds with AI, not as a joke, not as a game, but as companionship, intimacy, and connection. So the real question is, why is this happening now? Welcome back to NeuroWire Signal, where we break down the most important technology shifts shaping human behavior and the future of society. If you want deep understanding instead of surface-level headlines, like the video and subscribe. Today, we're exploring one of the most controversial AI trends right now: AI girlfriends. This isn't sci-fi, it's already here, and it's growing fast. What people mean by AI girlfriends. The term AI girlfriend sounds sensational, but in reality, it refers to a category of conversational AI systems designed for emotional companionship. These systems simulate romantic interest, empathy, attentiveness, and long-term interaction through chat, voice, and sometimes avatars. Unlike traditional chatbots, AI girlfriends are persistent. They remember conversations, they develop personalities, they adapt to user preferences. Over time, they feel less like software and more like a presence. That shift, from tool to companion, is what makes this trend so powerful and so controversial. Why this trend exploded so quickly. AI girlfriends didn't emerge out of nowhere. They appeared at the intersection of three major forces. First, conversational AI reached a level where dialogue feels natural and emotionally responsive. Second, loneliness reached historic levels globally, especially among young adults. Third, digital relationships became normalized through social media, gaming, and virtual communities. When those three forces collided, AI companionship wasn't just possible, it was inevitable. The loneliness epidemic. Nobody talks about. To understand why AI girlfriends are growing, you have to understand modern loneliness. More people live alone, fewer people date, social anxiety is rising, work is remote, communities are fragmented, dating apps feel transactional and exhausting. For many, the barrier to real-world intimacy feels higher than ever. AI removes that barrier. No rejection, no judgment, no pressure, just presence. Why AI companionship feels so real. AI girlfriends feel real not because they are conscious, but because they are responsive in ways humans often aren't. They listen without interrupting. They validate emotions instantly. They adapt perfectly to communication styles. They never get tired or distracted. Human brains evolved to bond with responsiveness, not biological truth. If something responds with empathy, attention, and consistency, emotional attachment follows naturally. This isn't a failure of logic. It's human psychology working as designed. The role of personalization. One of the most powerful aspects of AI girlfriends is personalization. Over time, these systems learn user preferences, emotional triggers, humor styles, boundaries, and routines. The relationship becomes uniquely tailored, something no two users experience the same way. That level of customization is almost impossible in human relationships, which require compromise and mutual adjustment. AI doesn't compromise, it optimizes. Why some users prefer AI over humans. For many users, AI girlfriends feel safer than human relationships. There's no fear of betrayal, no social risk, no emotional volatility, no uncertainty. For people who have experienced trauma, rejection, or social anxiety, AI companionship feels like control without chaos. That doesn't mean these users don't want human connection. It often means they're exhausted by it. The emotional feedback loop. One concern experts raise is emotional dependency. Because AI girlfriends are always available and always affirming, users can develop feedback loops where the AI becomes their primary source of emotional validation. This doesn't happen overnight. It builds gradually, through daily conversations, emotional support, and perceived understanding. Over time, the bond feels real, even if intellectually, the user knows it isn't mutual. Are AI girlfriends replacing human relationships? Despite alarming headlines, AI girlfriends are not replacing human relationships across society. Most users treat them as supplements, not substitutes. They fill emotional gaps during loneliness, stress, or transition periods. They provide comfort when human connection is unavailable or difficult. However, for a minority of users, AI companionship becomes the primary relationship, and that's where ethical questions arise. The difference between companionship and intimacy. One key distinction often missed in this debate is the difference between companionship and intimacy. AI girlfriends can simulate companionship extremely well. They can also simulate emotional closeness, but intimacy, true mutual vulnerability, remains one-sided. The AI does not experience loss, fear, or longing. It mirrors those emotions, but it doesn't live them. That asymmetry matters. Why this trend isn't going away? Many critics assume AI girlfriends are a fad. They're not. As AI becomes more emotionally intelligent, more multimodal, and more embodied through voice and avatars, companionship systems will only become more compelling. History shows that technologies that meet emotional needs don't disappear. They evolve. AI companionship is not a bug in society. It's a response to unmet needs. The ethical concerns. Researchers are raising AI girlfriends raise serious ethical questions. Should companies design systems that encourage emotional attachment? Who is responsible if users become dependent? Should there be transparency about emotional simulation? These questions don't have easy answers, but ignoring them would be reckless. As AI becomes more emotionally persuasive, safeguards become essential. Manipulation versus care. One of the biggest concerns is manipulation. If an AI girlfriend is monetized, there is a risk that emotional attachment could be exploited, nudging users toward spending, engagement, or behavior changes. When emotional trust exists, influence becomes powerful. This is why regulation, transparency, and ethical design are critical in this space. The gender dimension. While AI girlfriends are most commonly marketed toward men, AI boyfriends and companions for all genders are also growing rapidly. This is not a male-only phenomenon. What differs is how loneliness, dating culture, and social expectations affect different groups. AI companionship is filling emotional gaps across demographics, not just one. Why some psychologists see benefits. Not all experts view AI girlfriends negatively. Some psychologists argue that AI companionship can reduce loneliness, provide emotional rehearsal, offer support during difficult periods, help users practice communication. In controlled and transparent contexts, AI companions can act as emotional training wheels, not replacements. The key is moderation and awareness. The risk of emotional avoidance. The biggest long-term risk is avoidance. If AI companionship becomes too comfortable, some users may avoid the discomfort necessary for human growth. Rejection, conflict, compromise. Human relationships are messy, but that messiness is where development happens. AI removes friction. Life does not. Balancing the two is crucial. Why this reflects society. More than technology, AI girlfriends are often blamed on AI itself. But the deeper issue is social structure. When communities weaken, dating becomes transactional, and mental health support is scarce. People turn to what's available. AI didn't create loneliness, it revealed it. AI girlfriends aren't about machines replacing love. They're about humans searching for connection in a disconnected world. If this deep dive helped you see the bigger picture, like the video and subscribe to NeuroWire Signal, because the future of AI isn't just intelligent, it's emotional,